questions now, and if you don't want to ask them now, don't worry about them. So what I want to do, it's all right if I still sit down, you don't mind?
Yeah, of course.
No, that's fine. What I want to do is I want to give you an outline of universal credit. Probably more importantly, also trying to sort of maybe, just in case you've got any doubts or worries about what is happening, what isn't happening, you might have heard some rumours or actual things from friends and relatives. So I'll try and give you a bit of an idea of what really is happening at the moment. So universal credit's been around for a couple of years actually across the country, but in our area here, Cambridgeshire, it's September, October last year. Now, it is a new type of benefit, and what it brings together basically job seekers allowance, income support, employment support allowance, housing benefit, and the two types of tax credits, child tax credits, working tax credits. So there's quite a big difference in that some of those, job seekers, income support, employment support allowance, was handled by DWP, but the other ones, tax credits, HMRC, housing benefit, the local authority, so that's sort of all dealt with by the Department of Work and Pensions now. But we still talk daily, weekly, monthly, all the time to the local authorities and HMRC as well. Now, as it stands at the minute, so what's the best way to put this one at the moment? If I, for example, today, I'm working at the moment, if I wasn't working tomorrow, lost my job or whatever like that, I'd make a claim for benefits, and back August last year, before we had universal credit here, I'd be claiming job seekers allowance. So if I didn't know anything about universal credit and hadn't come in or whatever, I'd sort of probably be thinking, okay, well, I've lost my job, whatever, I better go and claim benefits. I'd try and do job seekers allowance. But in this, it doesn't really exist anymore for new claimants, so I'd be directed to do universal credit. The amounts of money and everything you get on it are pretty much the same, and although I can't say exactly how much people will get, in quite a number of cases, not all, quite a number of cases, you get a little bit more on that, but let's not worry about the amounts just yet. So I'd be directed to universal credit, and I'd still engage, I'd go into the job centre, etc. as well. Now, I think there is another sort of side of it, if you are already on a benefit, whether it's job seekers allowance, employment support allowance or income support, I get helps a lot of people, and a lot of the queries are, well, what's going to happen? Do I have to change over right now? I've heard that it's sort of coming into Cambridge on 17th of October. Do I have to change now? Well, the short answer to that one is no. You don't have to change now. What will happen? You only would need, if you're currently claiming employment support allowance, say, you would only change over to universal credit if you've got a change of circumstances that would normally lead to you having to make a new claim to one of those benefits. So it would be somebody on employment support allowance maybe starting some work. It would be somebody moving from, say, the Cambridge local authority to the South Cambs local authority, like maybe moving from Cambridge to Camborne. That would have required a change in housing benefit, but now it's that as well. So if someone is getting one of those old benefits right now, if they don't have any changes of circumstances, and there are lots of different types of changes of circumstances, it's quite different, but if you don't have that, then right now, next week, next month, pretty much for almost next year, you're going to stay on those benefits. You won't be changing over to universal credit. If you do have a change, then yeah, it's very, very likely that you would change over to universal credit, and I can go into that one a bit, but just to follow on that changeover, if you don't have any changes to those existing benefits, it's pretty much going to be a year, if not maybe a little bit more, before anybody would change over. What's going to happen is that at some point next year, and believe it or not, the government is still working on that one at the moment, because they've got a lot going on with other things you might have heard about. At some point next year, there will be a programme starting to move people from their existing benefits onto universal credit. Whatever happens on that one, it will be done in a relatively slow way. So at some point next year it will start, and then by the end of 2023, everybody should be converted over to it. So it's quite a while. good. Glad, thank God. I was wondering when I was going to be able to stop.
How would that be done? Do you know? Is it done in alphabetical order? Is it done with single people, families, people who are working, not working?
So first answer to that one is I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure the top people do, but I've got a bit of another answer for you on that one. In summer this year, I think it might be July at this time, across the country, again I don't know where or whatever, there are going to be up to 10,000 people, strange number, and there'll be a series of testing different ways to move them across from their existing benefit to universal
but
credit.
Haven't they already rolled out various tests that seem to be failing and leaving certain people 36 weeks? I think that's the worst case with no money at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know that I can't sort of argue against all those individual ones that have come up like that, and I know that there definitely would have been some mistakes that would have happened. It's not always the fault of the system. It's sometimes the fault of the system it doesn't make it easy for people, so they may not have provided what they needed. There was other complications, but put that to one side. That's way too long. The reason that they are going to do this, and they've delayed it a long while. It's actually been at least another 6 months delay. The reason they are going to do that 10,000 is that they're going to try different ways to find the best and most effective way to move people, so that you don't get stress and worry, as well as limited as much as possible, and you don't get odd processes that might lead to somebody waiting 2-3 months. That's an extreme. So from those 10,000 people, I don't know, but they might try 3-4 different ways of doing it and see how it works, because there's such a range of people that we're talking about, moving people that are on the support group of Employment Support Allowance, people that might never work, or people that might be years before they can work, who may not be able to handle their own affairs very well for a lot of reasons. And so we've got to work out a system to be able to successfully move those people with the least disruption to their lives as well. So I think it's felt to me as though it's good news that there's been the delays put in, and that they're going to try those. They will be doing those 10,000 samples, because as well as just going out to find 10,000 people, the head office at DWP are doing that in conjunction with a very wide range of charities, including Citizens Advice as well, to sort of talk about the most effective ways that it could be done. So I think that I've got a little bit of confidence that when we get to the end of this year, when that has been looked at, they're going to have some solid information about the most effective, the least disruptive way to start moving people across. So I can't say it's definitely going to be then as well, but I think it's going to this approach of slowing it right down and talking much more widely to all sorts of organisations and customer groups as well is probably the most effective approach at the moment to ensure that by the end of 2023, all the households would have been moved over in the least disruptive way.